Hey, Dub Nation! We're back with another exclusive video about our beloved Golden State Warriors. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update about the Dubs. Now, let's jump into the first story. There are moments in sports that catch you off guard. Not because they change the standings or alter a season's trajectory, but because they challenge everything you thought you knew about your favorite player. Today was one of those moments for me. Because today, in his 1,000-plus game career, Stephen Curry got his first flagrant foul. Yeah, let that sink in. Steph. Flagrant. It doesn't even sound right in the same sentence. But it happened. And for me, it felt like a ripple in the fabric of basketball reality. I've watched Steph play since his rookie days, when people doubted his ankles, his frame, and even his place in the league. He proved everyone wrong, not by being loud or reckless, but by being smarter, quicker, and sharper than anyone else. He changed the way the game is played, literally. Kids shoot from half court now because of him. So when I saw that headline today, Curry hit with flagrant, I blinked. I reread it. I thought it was satire. But it was real. It's wild how something like this can feel so personal. I know it's just a foul. It didn't injure anyone. It wasn't dirty. But we all know how flagrant fouls are seen in the NBA. They're meant to call out excessive or unnecessary force. They're for guys who play on the edge, who flirt with crossing lines. Steph. He's always been the guy who danced just inside the lines, with a smile on his face and a flick of the wrist that broke hearts all over the league. The incident itself wasn't even that dramatic. A defensive play. A collision. Maybe a little contact to the head or a late arm. One of those moments where the refs go to the monitor and slow it down so much that it starts to look worse than it felt in real time. And sure, by the book, maybe it checks the boxes for a flagrant. But for those of us who've watched this man play for over a decade, it felt strange. Like hearing your kindergarten teacher just got arrested for speeding. And that's the thing about Steph, he's more than just a player. He's a symbol. For us Warriors fans, he represents everything beautiful about basketball. Creativity, joy, discipline, resilience. So when something like this happens, it feels like the world is trying to tell us that even our heroes are subject to the randomness of life. That no one, not even Steph, is immune to the way perception shifts with a single call. I saw the clip. I watched it on loop. And each time, I found myself defending him out loud, like he could hear me. That wasn't flagrant. He didn't mean it. Come on, he's Steph. It's ridiculous, I know. But when you've followed a guy this long, you take things personally. His victories feel like ours. His missteps, though rare, sting a little deeper. But then I remembered who Steph is. He's not the guy who spirals over a single moment. He's the guy who takes it, learns from it, and comes back sharper. If this flagrant foul becomes a talking point in the media for a day or two, so be it. Steph won't lose sleep. And maybe, neither should we. Still, it makes you think about how long he's been doing this. How consistently he's maintained that image of class, grace, humility. The NBA is full of personalities, egos, controversies. But Steph has stayed above the noise. And maybe that's why this flagrant hit a nerve for so many fans. Because it felt like an unnecessary blemish on a nearly spotless reputation. But here's the real takeaway. If this is the worst headline we get about Steph this year, we're lucky. If the biggest scandal surrounding our guy is a questionable foul call in the middle of a blowout loss, then we're living good. Perspective is everything. And one moment doesn't define a legacy, especially not his. Watching the game, it was clear Steph wasn't at 100%. He's just coming off a stretch of missed games. The rhythm was off. The energy from the team wasn't right. The Thunder were rolling. Emotions run high when you're trying to lead a group that looks disjointed. And maybe, just maybe, a little frustration boiled over for a split second. Can you blame him? People forget that Steph is as competitive as anyone out there. He just doesn't show it with chest-thumping or trash talk. He shows it with that smirk after a dagger three, with the subtle shimmy, with the way he pulls up from 35 feet like it's a free throw. But make no mistake, he wants to win as badly as anyone. And sometimes, competitiveness manifests in unexpected ways. I don't think this flagrant foul changes anything about how the league views Steph. The respect is too deep. The resume too loaded. But I do think it reminds us that even legends are human. That even the smoothest players have edges. And sometimes, those edges poke out, even if only for a second. As fans, we create narratives. We elevate our favorite players to mythical status. And when reality crashes in, it can feel jarring. But maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it keeps us grounded. Reminds us that the game is played by real people, with emotions, flaws, and instincts. What matters now is how Steph responds. And I already know the answer. He'll bounce back. He always does. He'll hit his next 3 threes. He'll crack a smile in the next post-game presser. He'll go right back to being the Steph we know, maybe even a little more fired up. In a weird way, this moment might even be a blessing. A spark. A reminder to the rest of the league that Steph is still in the fight. That he's not here to fade quietly into retirement. That he's still got that fire, that edge, that will to dominate. And if you're a Warriors fan, that's all you can ask for. We've been spoiled, honestly. 3 titles. 2 MVPs. Countless unforgettable nights. We've had front row seats to greatness for over a decade. So if today, the price we pay is one flagrant foul, I'll take it. I think about all the nights I've stayed up late watching Steph do the impossible. The buzzer beaters. The crossovers. The no-look passes. The joy he brings to the game. And I remind myself that one call doesn't change any of that. The media will talk. The analysts will debate. But we know who Steph is. We know what he stands for. And we know that when he suits up in that blue and gold, he's giving us everything he's got. So tonight, yeah, I'm surprised. A little disappointed even. But mostly, I'm just reminded of how much I care. Because when you've watched someone like Steph define your team for this long, even the smallest things feel big. The journey isn't always smooth. But it's real. And that's what makes being a fan worth it. The highs, the lows, the unexpected moments that make you stop and feel something deeper. Stephen Curry got a flagrant foul today. And somehow, that made me love him even more. Because it showed he's still got that fight. Still got that edge. Still human, still hungry, still ours. And as long as he's wearing that Warriors jersey, I'm riding with him. Every dribble. Every shot. Every surprise. Even the flagrant ones. The buzz around Chase Center tonight feels electric. The kind of energy that makes you feel something big is about to happen. Every fan, from the front row to the top of the rafters, is whispering the same name, Mitchell Robinson. The rumor that the Knicks coach wished him good luck before his move to Golden State has set the entire Warriors nation on fire. Could it be true? Could we really be welcoming one of the best rim protectors in the East into the heart of Dub Nation? As a Warriors fan, I can tell you, this is the kind of story that gets under your skin. The idea of a new defensive anchor coming to play alongside Stephen Curry and Draymond Green feels almost unreal. It's like the basketball gods decided to balance offense and defense perfectly again. And the fact that the Knicks coach himself reportedly said, "Good luck in Golden State," just adds fuel to the fire. You don't say that kind of thing unless there's something cooking behind the scenes. Mitchell Robinson has always been a player who makes noise without needing to speak much. He's a silent enforcer, long, athletic, and fearless around the rim. For years, Warriors fans have craved that kind of physicality inside the paint, especially after losing the likes of Andrew Bogut and JaVale McGee. Now, with this rumor spreading, it feels like we might be getting that interior presence again. The Knicks have built their identity on grit and defense, but even their own head coach seemed to recognize that Robinson's time might be up in New York. When he reportedly wished him well on a new chapter, you could sense a mix of respect and resignation. The NBA is a business, but when coaches give a public nod like that, it usually means the paperwork is already circling somewhere. Imagine Mitchell Robinson running alongside Steph and Klay on a fast break. Just imagine that. A towering 7-footer finishing plays, blocking shots, and giving us second-chance opportunities that could swing entire games. For Warriors fans who have watched our small ball identity struggle against taller, stronger frontcourts, this move would be nothing short of a revelation. And let's be honest, Steve Kerr knows exactly how to use a player like Robinson. The Warriors system has always thrived on motion, spacing, and intelligence. Plug in a big man who doesn't need the ball but dominates on defense and rebounds, and suddenly this roster looks terrifying again. You can already picture Draymond barking orders on defense while Robinson shuts down the paint like a medieval fortress. The Knicks coach, known for his toughness and defensive principles, would never give away one of his key players lightly. So if he's saying goodbye in a respectful tone, it means something has shifted. Maybe Robinson wanted a bigger role. Maybe the Warriors front office made an offer that was simply too strategic to refuse. Whatever the case, there's a sense that this rumor isn't just smoke, it's the first spark of something real. Across social media, the reactions have been wild. Warriors fans are already editing photos of Robinson in blue and gold, imagining him catching lobs from Curry or swatting shots into the third row. Knicks fans, on the other hand, seem torn, sad to lose him, but curious to see what he could do under Kerr's guidance. And somewhere in between, NBA insiders are whispering that this might be one of the most underrated moves of the offseason. For years, the Warriors have lived and died by their shooting. It's what made them beautiful and dangerous. But basketball is evolving again, and depth in the paint matters more than ever. Adding Robinson would give the Dubs something they haven't had since the dynasty's early years, a true shot-blocking menace. Combine that with Wiggins' defense on the wing, and this team could return to elite status on both ends. The idea of Curry, Clay, Wiggins, Draymond, and Robinson as a starting five? That's not just exciting, it's terrifying for opponents. It brings back balance, power, and intimidation to a roster that's been searching for its next evolution. The small ball era might finally merge with the age of vertical dominance. Fans have long debated whether the Warriors need another superstar or just a better supporting cast. But this potential signing feels different. It's not about flash, it's about foundation. Robinson could be the brick wall that holds the house together while the Splash Brothers rain fire from beyond the arc. And in a league full of highlight chasers, that kind of humility and purpose is gold. The Knicks coach has always valued work ethic over fame, so for him to publicly acknowledge Robinson's next chapter suggests genuine respect. Maybe he knows that Golden State's culture will bring out the best in the big man. Maybe he just understands that some stories need a change of scenery to find their happy ending. Around the league, analysts are beginning to take notice. They're talking about how the Warriors have quietly been rebuilding around their core without blowing it up. They've drafted smartly, kept key veterans, and now, if this rumor holds true, they might be adding a defensive anchor who fits perfectly into their rhythm. That's how dynasties evolve, not through panic trades, but through patient precision. Mitchell Robinson's career has been marked by flashes of brilliance. His timing on blocks, his ability to alter shots, and his athleticism have always made him special. But in New York, his potential sometimes felt caged. Under Kerr, with the Warriors' spacing and communication, that potential could finally explode into something unstoppable. The Knicks may have their own reasons for letting go, maybe cap space, maybe direction, but in the Bay Area, this feels like destiny. Every great team needs a rebirth moment, and this could be it for Golden State. Bringing in Robinson symbolizes a shift back to defensive dominance without sacrificing the beauty of motion offense. If you've been to Chase Center lately, you can feel the anticipation. Fans wearing blue and yellow are whispering his name between possessions. Every rumor post gets thousands of likes within minutes. There's a collective belief that something big is about to happen, something that will restore the fear the Warriors once struck in every opponent's heart. Steph Curry might not say it publicly, but you know he's smiling somewhere. He's always appreciated players who do the dirty work, who set the screens, grab the boards, and protect the rim so he can do what he does best. Mitchell Robinson would be that unsung hero, the guardian at the gate who lets Curry's magic shine brighter. Draymond Green, too, must be thrilled. For years he's carried the burden of being both the defensive quarterback and the interior enforcer. With Robinson beside him, that weight could finally ease. Imagine the rotations, the help defense, the blocked shots leading to transition threes. It's basketball poetry waiting to happen. And what about Klay Thompson? He's always loved having strong defenders behind him, giving him the confidence to play aggressive perimeter defense. With Robinson patrolling the paint, Klay could gamble more, chase steals, and turn defense into offense, the classic Warriors formula that won rings. It's rare to see a rumor unite a fanbase so quickly, but this one did. From long-time season ticket holders to casual NBA fans, everyone seems to agree that this move makes sense. It fits the Warriors' DNA: smart, efficient, team-first basketball with a touch of audacity. Even rivals are quietly admitting that if this happens, the Dubs might be back to full power. Some skeptics argue that Robinson's injury history could be a concern, but the Warriors' medical staff has worked miracles before. Look at how they managed Clay's comeback, or how they've extended Curry's prime with careful load management. If anyone can keep Robinson healthy and thriving, it's Golden State's high-tech performance team. Others worry about chemistry, but the Warriors have built one of the most selfless locker rooms in the league. Veterans know their roles, young players are groomed patiently, and stars share the spotlight without ego. Robinson's humble, hard-working nature fits right in. He's not coming to chase numbers, he's coming to win. The Knicks coach might have sensed that too. Maybe that's why he wished him well. It wasn't bitterness. It was acknowledgement that Robinson was ready for something bigger. That's the beauty of the NBA. Players grow, evolve, and find the environments that let them flourish. Sometimes goodbye is the greatest act of respect. The Warriors' front office has been quiet, but their silence feels strategic. They've always preferred action over noise. When big deals happen in Golden State, they happen fast and without leaks. Remember when Durant joined? When Wiggins arrived? History tells us that when the whispers get this loud, there's usually truth behind them. Fans are already speculating what number Robinson would wear. Some say 23, others think he'll start fresh with a new identity. Either way, the symbolism is powerful, a new chapter for both him and the Warriors. It's not just about filling a roster spot, it's about redefining how this team defends its legacy. The Western Conference is brutal this season, stacked with powerhouses. But adding a player like Robinson could tilt the balance again. Imagine him going head-to-head with Jokic, contesting Anthony Davis, or shutting down the lane against Luka's drives. The Dubs would no longer be undersized, they'd be complete. You can almost feel how Chase Center would erupt the first time Robinson blocks a shot into the stands. The roar, the chest bumps, the pure adrenaline, it would be a reminder that Golden State's dynasty was never just about offense. It was about passion, timing, and unbreakable chemistry. And this move could reignite all of that. Every fan I've talked to this week says the same thing: this feels right. And it does. Mitchell Robinson's intensity, humility, and effort mirror everything the Warriors stand for. He's the kind of player who could quietly become a legend in the Bay, not through headlines, but through heart. The Knicks might miss him, but in Golden State, he'd become part of something larger than himself. Surrounded by champions, guided by Kerr's wisdom, and fueled by the energy of Dub Nation, he could evolve from a promising center into a defensive cornerstone of a new era. As we wait for confirmation, one thing's clear: the Warriors are not done building. They're reloading, reinventing, and ready to rise again. And if Mitchell Robinson is indeed on his way, this could be the start of the next great Warriors chapter, one written in sweat, defense, and redemption. So when you hear the Knicks coach say, "Good luck," don't take it lightly. It might just be his way of saying, "Go make history." And if there's one place in the NBA where history loves to repeat itself, it's right here, under the bright lights of Chase Center, where legends are made and dynasties never truly end. Because for us, for the fans who lived through every high and low, every title and heartbreak, this isn't just a rumor. It's hope. It's excitement. It's the spark of something beautiful returning to the Bay. Mitchell Robinson in a Warriors jersey? Oh, that would be poetry in motion, defense in rhythm, and destiny calling once again. Before we dive into the next update, help us keep the Warriors spirit alive by subscribing to the channel and smashing that like button. Stay connected with all the latest Golden State Warriors news. Now, let's get into it.